Well, we got good news and we got bad news.
What's the bad news?
The bad news is we found a piece of his penis in the drawer. Good news is we searched the septic tank and we found brochures for Terry Crews's workout cruise. Get this, called the Terry Cruise. Looks like this guy was trying to flush his health down the toilet.
The f*** are you talking about?
I don't even know.
Starring Vanessa Williams.
Law and Order, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. This fall on NBC.
Yo, what up? You already know what it is. Another edition of the best podcast you never heard of, the Conceited Knowbody. This is episode 160, and you already know how we do it. You already know who I am. This is Tours, a.k.a. Dark Skin Thanos, a.k.a. The Commodity, a.k.a. Heartthrob Harrison. We got a pretty decent show on deck, if I say so myself. I'm over here doing something I should have been doing, which is getting these mics right. But you already know how we do it though, man. To my right, we got the man with the best, man. Juvie. Yes, motherfucking sir. Renaissance Juvie.
Yes, sir.
Knockout Juvie. Pookie. Hey man, I'm putting some sauce in this motherfucker.
Feel me?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Man, feeling good. You know, as usual, I'm in that gym and I'm ready to whoop a motherfucker ass. You know, I had a motherfucker tell Willie J, they gonna tell about billions. They gonna tell Jake, cause he trying to throw me on the car. You know, they trying to headline Jake here, get the car going. They gonna tell Jake he be throwing my name out there. They gonna say, man, you sure blah blah blah? Why he ain't honest who he is, and question my ability and shit. Like like as they should. Cool. You can put some money into a motherfucker, whatever. So I told that motherfucker, get your best 130, 126 and 130.
Let me tell y'all. Did Willie relay the message?
I told him that I talked to him this morning. Yeah, I talked to him this morning, so I'm waiting for him to relay this message. And they supposed to be in Louisville this weekend on Saturday, and I might go down there for sparring. So I'm trying to whoop somebody's ass right now.
And we're gonna talk about Louisville.
Yeah.
I know you're down there this weekend, so we definitely gonna double back to that. You drink your water, nigga. To the left. You drink your water, nigga.
Drink the water. It's your boy, Jason Ritchie, a.k.a. Vanessa Williams, a.k.a. Simi. Yes, Simi the Cash, a.k.a. Senor Tezito to the Latino people, a.k.a. Marty Miguel, a.k.a. Follow me at Go Jason R, a.k.a. New Material Monday, more Material Monday every fucking Monday. Go watch the sketches.
Every fucking Monday.
At Go Jason R. Tune in, niggas. It's gonna be crazy, bananas, son. Like the New Yorkers say.
Hey, Jason getting old, he was getting winded.
No, I was like, I was finna be some more shit. This is my moment. This my moment. I ain't done yet.
Hey, that nigga was feeling it. That's the best intro in fucking podcast. And you can't convince me that nobody got a better intro than that. Motherfucker, I'll sit up here, he drinking water and shit. I get my hands ready. Get the fucking
got the fingers in the block.
I'm ready, nigga.
I catch this one.
It's Haley's comment, nigga. But look though, this is episode 160. We're gonna have a fantastic show as advertised. Before we kick it off, I definitely gotta drop the mood just a little bit. This episode is dedicated to my homeboy Miguel. He passed away Sunday after a 2-year fight with cancer. The doctors told him at the time when he was diagnosed that he only had 2 months to live. He fought it for 2 years. I don't know exactly what I want to say, but everything I say is heartfelt. He one of the coolest dudes I ever know in my life. I told motherfuckers, like, with no exaggeration, top 5 coolest dudes I ever met in my life. Solid dude. Just to let y'all know how cool he is to me and how highly I thought of him, think of him, will always think of him. is that the best way for me to describe my level of affection and admiration for him is he's the kind of person that you would want your daughter to marry. That's how, and I'm not like he's that.
That says a lot for sure.
That cool. Stand up, family orientated. His children was like the forefront of his mind and stuff. Every time we had a conversation, he loved his wife. He was just a family dude, man. Super cool. I can't overstate his coolness. I met this dude in high school. He came from Michigan, and it's funny because I tell people that the very first time I heard his name, he was chasing a nigga around the car. He was chasing Young Leg. Shout out to Reggie. Reggie got killed. You remember Young Leg? Reggie? You older, man. So shout out to Reggie. He had got killed a few years ago, but he had lost a leg in a train accident. Damn. Above all things.
Damn.
But Miguel was chasing him around the car. Nigga one leg because the nigga was trying to beat up his cousin. That's how I met Miguel. That was the story I heard about him.
Damn.
And Miguel, he was that kind of dude, man. He'd fight at the drop of a dime. And if you didn't know him, man, you have like a sense that he was on some bully shit. If you ain't know him. But it was the total opposite. It was just super far from it. And we connected, man. I think we had kindred spirits in the sense we was the same in some regards that before he passed, we had a good conversation. And I say a good conversation because it offers some kind of closure. If anybody know me, when I had a brother pass, and everybody know me know that, twin brother. And I always said that I wish that me and him could have had a conversation before he passed. Unfortunately, we didn't get to have that. So with me knowing that Miguel, time was coming short, I knew that I wanted to have a conversation with him. And one day I got off work. We had just been texting back and forth. Sometimes he wasn't up for a conversation or just to sit down and talk all the time. So I would text him and we would just talk at his convenience, which was okay with me. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than my time. He want to spend time with his family with him. So one day we was texting and he just called me. And I had pulled up to the job. I get out the truck and I just sat outside and just talked to him on the phone. We chopped it up for about a half hour. He like, man, I'll be meaning to call you. He said, there'll be so much going on. And he's like, that I never get around to it. And he said, let me call you. So we talked. And it was a conversation, I'm gonna be honest, that I wish I'd had with my brother. Like we talked about like when he first moved to Anderson, how we talked about one of the similarities is like the insecurities we had. And men don't usually talk about their insecurities with one another. And when we do it, we talk about it in jest, we joke, and we dance around it. But we talked about how, I told him I didn't want people to think I was soft. Like my mom would have me going to church and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm like, these niggas, I don't smoke weed. I ain't out here lying to niggas talking about them in GD. I got blessed in and shit by a cousin from Chicago. I wasn't doing no cool shit by their standards. So I was like, these niggas think I'm a bitch, so I could hit somebody in the mouth. And he said that he had that same emotion when he came from Michigan. He said because he was from out of town. He light-skinned, you know what I'm saying, pretty boy type nigga. The nigga was a model. He was actually in a Murphy Lee video. He did a lot of shit, the nigga. But he said he had that same insecurity, so he would act out. And me and him, we had a long conversation discussing things like that. And he would always tell me this. He would say, you a good dude. That's what he said. He said, you a good dude, man. You a good dude. And I felt like weird because I said, you a good dude too. You know what I'm saying? But it was just how I seen him and how he seen me. And I was fortunate enough to get to tell him that I love him. You know what I'm saying? And sadly, man, I felt like I was telling him bye. You know what I'm saying? And death is inevitable. We all gonna face it. Most of us. That's a different story. But time is ticking. Like, we take time for granted, and we always act like we got the next day. I tell people that we have this idea of life is going to be here tomorrow because it was here yesterday. One thing that we all in here used to waking up. We woke up every day. So when it happens, it's always abrupt. In this situation, we was watching the clock wind down, and It's tough. I mean, it haven't hit me like super bad. Shout out to Marquise, our other homie. Me and we had a chance to talk about it. He said that he don't think it hit us like it's hitting other people, because a lot of people didn't know he was sick or how bad he was sick. So he said he think it's hitting them harder because they was on the outside and they wasn't ready or preparing themselves for it. And tonight, and shout out to Tanquet and his children and stuff. Of course, it's the rest of his friends and family. But all I can say is safe travels. We had a conversation. We talked about the Most High. Yeah, you know, as much as you can, you don't want to. At no point in our conversation did we talk about dying. You know what I'm saying? We talk about I mean, not in that clear, cut way, but I'd be like, have you been praying? How your spirit feel? Things like that. And he said it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about the scriptures and stuff, whatever. And somebody said that life ain't fair. Matter of fact, not somebody, one of his sisters. I talked to the sister. She said life not fair. And I told her life is fair. The thing is we focus on what we perceive as unfair. You know what I'm saying? We always focus on the negative parts. Like, you can have a life where the Most High just bless you, but as soon as you have a bad day, you start saying life is unfair, which in this time of emotions, I totally understood where she came from. I wasn't there to say, like, you know what I'm saying, but I just told her it's fair. It's going to rain and it's going to be sunshine on everybody. You can never prepare yourself to lose somebody you love, but to be able to just get a conversation in, that's something special. But you should treat every day like that conversation. Because like I said, I didn't get to have a conversation with my motherfucking brother. And it always fucked with me. But the thing is, I'm talking about Miguel. Miguel Welch, stand-up dude. I love him. Gonna love him forever. Pray to the Most High. It's crazy to get a text where somebody said Miguel got 2 hours to live. I got a text like that Sunday. And it fucked me up. And I gotta know how to react. But right then I started praying to the Most High and asking him to give me safe travels. I said, just please take him to the habitations of the righteous, which people don't understand that, but it's something else. But I prayed to the Most High that he sustained him and showed him favor. And I can't say it enough, but I love you, Miguel. Can't wait to see you again. One of the realest niggas I ever knew. That's all I gotta say about that. I didn't have an ending. I almost hit the DJ horn and shit abruptly and shit for an end, but just a salute to my nigga Miguel, man. You always gonna be in my phone. We doing that motherfucking PlayStation going crazy and shit. Funny shit. I mean, this white boy told him we was on there discussing about a job he was interviewing for. You know, you casually just online and shit with your headset. White boy said, "You're not gonna get the job because you just a nigger." That's what the white boy said.
Shouting there, right?
Random. I hit mute on my headset, man. I started laughing. Miguel, he didn't take too kind to it, but that was my nigga, man. He always gonna be my nigga, and I love him. And just safe travels. You got 7 days. A lot of people don't know when you pass away, your spirit roam for 7 days. It's not like walking around us and stuff, but it's a journey you go on. Yeah. But I don't know. It's tough. We young. He's only like 38. Yeah, 38, 39. Young man.
Damn.
It's tough though. But hey, what's up? Sorry to bring it in with the somber moment I had to give my guy his just due. Miguel fault. That's the name of this episode. Speaking of fight. I said, fuck that, I gotta give a warning to this nigga. I saw Juvie out there in Louisville and shit with his clan, with his motherfucking crew. How the team do, nigga? Talk to me about that shit.
Man, we went out there with 6 fighters and came back with 6 wins.
Oh,
man, like, man, my coaches, it ain't really hit me yet, but like, man, everybody's so excited and I just be like, I'm still kind of like in shock because like how much the fighters like respect me and look at me and they like, man, I was so calm when he was in there coaching me and you know how I talked to him, how I did with him, then my coaches called me, man, hey, congratulations, man, I'm proud of you. And I'm like, I don't know, it ain't really hit me, you know what I mean? I'm just like,
I was just talking to the niggas.
you know, I'm just kind of doing what, you know what I mean? Trying to train, kind of put me in position to do. But yeah, man, we went down there and Shit, man, we cleaned up show, man. We had all the way from like a guy having his first fight all the way up to a guy with 20 plus fights. And we had the main event matched up with one of their main guys. And everybody was talking shit. The whole Louisville, talking about the whole, everybody, all his people that came, his homies. They talking about, hey, bet. How much you want to bet? I'm walking my boy to the table to get gloved up. They talking to me like, hey, ain't your, how much you want to bet on this fight right here? Talking like your guy. Like, you know, I'm like, man, relax, man. Like, just stay focused. You know, we gonna go do what you gotta do. Yeah, he about to fight the best fighter in the state. Yeah, he about to, you know, he talking all this shit. Man, my dude whooped his head from round 1 to round 2.
Punished him.
Punished him.
Go to the post.
Were they from down there?
Punished him. Yeah, they was all from down there.
They ain't like going on down there.
Punished him, man.
Put money on it.
Man, no, they knew for a fact. No, they thought for a fact that dude was, that he was really about to get him my boy ass. Man, talking about, man, talking about, man, dude beat his ass. Man, my boy beat his ass from round 1. Yeah, he was just throwing more punches. He was throwing more punches than he was, and dude gassed out second to last round, and he just finished him off.
He stopped him?
No, he ain't stopped.
Okay,
he stopped him, but he should have.
Well, then he ain't stopping.
Yeah, my one of my boys, 178, he stopped this guy in the second round. Barrage of punches and put him down. Dude took a knee and stopped him. And then
Colin Kaepernick.
one of my fighters who always get knockouts, he heavy-handed. He didn't stop this guy, but he had a slick, tough opponent, but he pulled it out and won. Which I didn't even like. To me, I didn't know which way that fight was gonna go. I actually thought they were gonna give it to the other dude in that area. But my dude actually ended up winning. I'm like, okay, I like this. I like what we doing here, man. And then my female, she went out there, man, boxed with experience. She fought somebody with, she was saying she didn't have too many fights, so she kind of fought somebody who was a beginner. But she just started boxing. She do jiu-jitsu and shit. So
this damn near sounded like Mike last week, though. My female and shit, like, he talking about his dog. Ain't that sad?
Hey, this nigga got a fucking Jedi crew, nigga. This nigga got a squad of killers. Rogue One.
We're going to the gloves, man. We got so many fighters.
What is gloves?
May 6th. It's going to be every Thursday starting May 6th for like 6-7 weeks or something like that.
Being that you've been on both sides, man, you done had your hand raised as a competitor in the ring, and then now as a coach. What's the difference in the film?
Man, that's crazy. Damn.
That's it right there.
That's crazy.
It's like, man, like when you get your hand raised, you just think about all the work that you just put in. You know, all that work that you just put in, and it's like, damn, it feel good. It feel good. You know, you just like, okay, yeah, I just won this shit. But and then when your partner get their hand raised, it's like more of a proud moment.
Yeah.
Proud, like you put that work in, because they thanking me.
Hell
Like, you did the work.
yeah.
I'm glad that you did what I told you to do. You know, and I'm glad that I was able to help you get to this win. So it was like different from that perspective. But I'm still taking it in. It's still kind of new to me. it's tearing me up with the motherfucker. It's still kind of new to me. So I'm still taking it in. But man, it's a hell of an experience. And I didn't think I'd be doing it this early, but I'm enjoying it a lot.
That's what's up, man. Like, super duper congratulations, man. I can just imagine the joy you had and stuff, because it's something else, especially young men. You know what I'm saying? Young, to be influential in their lives. Anybody who play youth sports, you remember the trips and shit you took with the coaches. You always talk about Coach Morgan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The impact that he had on your life is fantastic, that you can turn around and have an impact on some of these dudes' lives. We know that it's rare that somebody grow up be a world champion or Olympic gold medalist or whatever, or even a Golden Glove champion. So you affording them opportunities and things that a lot of people don't get. Like, this shit ain't nothing to sneeze that are taken for granted, because they gonna be telling their children, their grandchildren about these things right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we be in the moment and stuff to where we don't like take a deep breath and realize the impact that we having on somebody else's life and how important it is to be that pillar. Because most of these children, man, they be coming from homes and stuff where they not getting this kind of attention, or, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, people encouraging them to be the best that they can be and whatever. So again, congratulations to you, man, on your victories and you being the man to step up and get big.
That shit is a big affirmation that nigga, like, even though you ain't been fucking fighting, exactly what you know exactly what the fuck to do because they executed the shit. If they didn't execute the shit, then you wouldn't know that you didn't know what you know what I'm saying? If you knew what you was talking about. If they didn't even put it
in the shit out of me with that goddamn tongue twisted.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what that saying.
So I'm like, that's dope because because motherfuckers be like when you try to tell, like even in my case, I try to tell somebody to do some shit, you know, I'm like, do it the exactly the way it's written. Yeah. Or I won't know that it's not funny. So that's exactly. So that shit was dope.
Another thing, man, one of the I didn't say he a kid because he grown now, you know, 20 something, young, early 20s. But his mom was like, how much it gave him confidence in his personality. Like he was more shy, put away, and now he's like did a 360. You know, like he got extreme confidence. He's more interactive, talking when they doing stuff, man. So it's just like it's stuff like that. I like hearing that too. I was really,
yeah, that's what's up. Close the door. You close the door.
Changing lives.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Jones, why ain't my hook working?
Cause that's an uppercut, stupid.
shit on that motherfucker.
Yeah. What you get into this weekend? You ain't teach nobody how to beat nobody.
I'm not that damn excited. Yeah. That's fucking achievement.
Yeah.
You know, we had to get into this Snowfall, man.
Look at this nigga rushing the show along. Okay.
He's
that's every fucking weekend. Like that's the highlight of the beginning of the weekend.
That's what you did this weekend?
No, I wouldn't have to tell, but that was the highlight of the fucking weekend.
Just Chicago. Go down to fucking.
You at the Chicago Jason?
Go to Arkansas and teach them niggas how to sell dope. Shout out to Jason. Hey, Snowfall is going off the edge. It is dangling off the cliff.
Man.
This was the worst episode I believe. I believe this was the worst fucking episode. First off, man, I really don't know where to begin with this travesty. John Singleton is turning over in his grave, as is Ricky.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
This shit like somebody shooting 3-pointer contest, right?
Yeah.
Miss, shoot, hit, miss, hit. Like he's like, what the fuck going on? He's like, what the fuck going on, man? We've
only had 2 good episodes, so it's been more misses than it has hits. I can't remember how this one kicked off. Anybody? So I'm just gonna point out some of the things I'm disappointed with. First off, this bounty that's on Franklin and his crew.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It is a shit show because they had Salt and Pepper over there with a body in the trunk.
No,
I mean, who is writing this shit, man? Who is writing this shit? They got a fucking comedy. It was a Saturday Night Live skit. It was like a fucking parody.
They could nothing to fill that space right there.
You really telling me that these 2 girls killed somebody and brought them in the trunk to man boy? You know what I'm saying? Shit like this. That's one thing that's fucked up the comedy. And it's not even funny. The attempts of comedy not even funny. I thought the comedy died with Fatback.
Because I just didn't think that added to nothing for sure.
At all. Another thing that I hated with this episode, I don't know. Shout out to Reggie, my boy Will. He be catching stuff. I caught this, but it didn't stand out for me like it did until he said something. Do y'all remember when Wanda was talking to Leon and she was talking about the Asian chick who was at the shelter thing when she was eavesdropping? She said an Oriental lady. Am I allowed to say that? Like she has 2020 political correctness.
That hit me too a little bit. I was like, they wasn't doing that back then.
You just said this little chink. You know what I'm saying? That'd be more. Yeah. That and before
Chinese if nothing else, they were saying that this Chinese motherfucker.
Hell yeah. Doing shit like that. Segue real quick, man. Do y'all notice how like it's an infusion of Asians and shit? Or on TV, like, don't you think
it's like it's weird because they're just like they're trying to. It's like they're trying to force something.
It's correlating with this fake Asian shit that's going on.
Fake Asian hate shit. So
how,
we gotta now we got to. It's like they trying to treat them like they the new black people.
Hell, like they being
But
oppressed.
they didn't even do that for they don't do that shit for black people.
I don't do shit for us, but I ain't looking for that. You know,
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
we know what time that is.
Yeah, I just was like trying to make a correlation, but they didn't really do go on national TV and say stop black hate. You know what I mean?
They gave us a whole summer.
I mean, yeah, they gave us
up last summer.
They gave us a month for a year.
Yeah.
So it's generic racial lives matter season, and they gotta put this one in.
I'm just saying nobody will fuck about. I ain't gonna say nobody will fuck about them, but nobody will fuck about them. Ain't nobody. I don't think about.
Say it again, goddammit. I don't give a fuck about them.
It's cool to make
I don't never hear
laugh.
nobody say nothing bad about no fucking Asian people.
Who got next?
Where they saying a dumbass joke like a chink or something. Some of them fuckers say nigga.
I've never seen nobody punch an Asian for no reason.
Yeah, like get the fuck out of here with that dumbass shit.
Mexican, Puerto Rican.
I'm just enjoying the shit show.
They gotta use blanket statements. Hispanic lives matter.
Hell yeah. What I don't understand though is like the correlation, because I always say that the world's scripted. And it's just like Hollywood, like Snowfall was recorded. You know what I'm saying? This shit's been filmed. So it's not like they just did it when they started talking about this shit. This is how come I be feeling like everything is a conspiracy. Like it's people gathering around and do silly shit like this. Cause they acting like she's supposed to be a sympathetic character. She endeared herself again. She talked about the Black Panthers. She talked about she grew up in the neighborhood. She's super concerned about what's going on, which she's an opportunist. But back to Snowfall itself, it's on edge, man. I really can't see it getting past this season.
I can't either, especially
can't get past this season.
Franklin, Dad.
That
just fucked up the whole. Like, where do y'all go from here?
And I think they trying to
everything. Like,
definitely killed the vibe.
Way too early.
Come on, bro. Way too early. What y'all about to do now?
It wasn't even no particular pressure or no heat. This a fucking reporter. The police ain't even come to y'all. Franklin killed the police, and y'all was cool with that.
Man, they been getting away with all kind of shit, but. And this fucking little porter comes sweating you, and you break.
They trying to recreate some of the magic from the first season when he had the heat breathing down his neck and he was still making errors.
I didn't like how. I mean, I still kind of don't like. I see what they're doing, but how they trying to make like Franklin mom powerhouse out of her dad, and then putting his dad. Put him even further down here.
He's a bitch.
They done put that motherfucker.
He's a bitch.
Down.
Pop's a bitch.
I would have rather he went to jail again.
But I like how Franklin
mom get shot.
I heard Franklin mom told him she was not about to turn her back on his son.
Listen.
So whatever the case may be.
No, I was about to say.
She was going back and forth, had her little moments, women emotional. So at that point I kind of understood it. But then it was like, okay, I ain't about to turn my back on my son. You know, when the shit was just hit the fan. And then this nigga was like, I'm trying to help my family. Like, how the fuck do you think this going to help y'all at all?
That shit was just
like,
dumb.
Franklin's the main. He's the main fucking.
He the big fish.
He's the big fish.
He think and this was, and shout out to Wood again. He said that Franklin's father was in the Panthers, and he know what happened when they get infiltrated. This nigga knew what happened when you get infiltrated when he first started being okay with the shit. You know what I'm saying? So don't turn your moral compass on now, nigga, because you was just out there sleeping under a newspaper 2 seasons ago. So don't act like you got a right to make big time decisions.
You should be just happy to be in the career.
For real,
nigga. And you got back in with that mama?
You get to fuck that big what's happening? Ain't Roger no mama what's happening. But what I don't like is how he didn't consult them. He did the sneaky shit.
Yeah.
If you a bitch nigga, you a bitch nigga. Yeah. But don't let your bitch nigginess affect my motherfucking money or my life. Yeah. So he go give her the exclusive, and he, like you telling about, Reed, nigga, you know it's this big shit, nigga. I'm gonna get pinched. They gonna kill me. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about the government.
Yeah. So
You see what's going on. You see how much money y'all making. You talking like he went in there like it's small shit.
hell yeah. And on the surface, you can be like, he was trying to stay his family. No, he wasn't.
What the fuck he
No,
wasn't?
he wasn't.
He was the big fish. You fucking
exactly.
he would apply.
Exactly. And it's bad writing because, like I said, they done marginalized him. I seen Franklin with that pistol, and he had to know he was gonna get smacked with that motherfucker. He had to know, and Franklin limped over to him. You know, he limped over to him, Catlin smacked the shit out of him and put him out. How are you? It's bad, man. It's bad writing. Like, that's a bad scene, what his father did, but it was so rushed in regards to, we see in the previews where Reed out here talking about you gotta take care of this, everybody antsy and shit. You know what I'm saying? The previews be way better than the actual episode. You know what I'm saying? It's
Nice.
exactly how it gets us. What else stood out in this episode? Wanda, her character's so fucked up. And I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about how they writing for her.
Yeah,
She out here asking for work to sell. You just got a rehab and shit, 14 days ago, 2 episodes ago.
I'm clean.
Now you trying, like they had, it's so much potential you could have had with her character. You know what I'm saying? This is bad, man. They gotta get me on staff to help. I ain't gotta write. Just let me oversee the script before y'all put this bullshit out.
They should have definitely showed her actually trying to go get the jobs as fucking a former current crackhead. Because that's some real shit. You're not finna get.
How'd you skip over that?
Right, they not gonna get hired. That's a struggle for real. More than likely, they like, oh shit.
They should have had us instead of showing that dumbass scene where they brought the fake.
Them female.
That female brought that fake, whatever it was, talking about this is we killed him. Give us the money. You said about that. They should have showed her.
At least give $500 babysitter.
And somebody, turn her down, probably saying a couple of mean shit to her. Got there, crackhead, you ain't get a job. You know what I mean?
You ain't got back too, bitch.
That scene would have been way more realistic for people to feel than bringing up.
Speaking of realistic, nigga, why they got Reed out here acting like he Ethan on Mission Impossible? Why you in a whole nother fucking country and shit, climbing in windows, waterboarding people? Come on, man.
How was he that fucking?
He turned into Jason Bourne. And
they walked out. He literally walked away from the scene and was gone. He was gone.
It's just like that.
The only way they could have justified it there was
Right.
Right. You know, with a grapple hook and went to the other building.
Damn.
the only way they could have justified it said he dipped into the stash and started fucking with crack now instead of blow. Because I'm like, you acting real tripped out and this not making no fucking sense. You by yourself.
And they using coke.
And then I'll be ready. I'll be ready, because Avi came in last.
Quick as hell. Quick as hell.
Man,
He's like, he about to do some weird shit. Y'all been watching.
They rushing, man. I don't know what the fuck they doing.
They probably don't think they got much longer after next season.
I should have took my notes back. I heard
they got
renewed.
Yeah, I think that, but they could be maybe that's the last, and we don't know. Because they running out of fucking road.
I ain't know, man. Depending on how this ends, I don't know if I can.
Is Franklin a victim or is he the villain?
They not playing with that enough for us to get that sense anymore. They trying to get back to that. That's why I was saying they trying to get back to like old.
Franklin's a victim.
First season.
I mean, you can say he's a villain because as men, like you make your own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You make your own decisions, but I mean, man, when you come to somebody like he just got kicked out of school, he know which way to go, and you get introduced to a whole nother world. You're making a lot of money where you can change everybody's life.
Right.
And you start changing everybody's life, but now everybody want to be done with it, but you can't just be done with it. So what do? He don't know what to do. I feel like he just like going with the flow, like trying to figure this shit out.
And he a victim of bad decisions.
He's a victim of his own, a victim of the bad decisions.
That's a good way to put it. Do you think that he was taking advantage of or preyed upon by people who were more aware of what could be the possible outcome?
For sure.
Because he's definitely a pawn on the board.
People was like, you got people around you and you got people with more experience, a little older, you know what I mean, that can...
And when I say that, I'm talking about Avi,
Okay, I got you.
The fake Jew.
But keep in mind, this is the everybody feeling themselves season. Everybody like, I'm big time coke dealer. I can get your ass out of here. That's Reed.
Yeah.
And I be like, hey man, whatever. I can do what the fuck I want to. And it's like, nigga, you casual as fuck.
Yeah.
And then like everybody was flexing, and everybody's about to start. I don't know everybody, how much everybody, but a lot of them are feeling the consequences of. Even their mama, even Franklin's mama was flexing for him.
She was going crazy with Congress.
Yeah, she like, I'm about to own this city. She thinks she finna own the blocks.
They took the bookstore from the old nigga. The old nigga like, yeah, nigga, I'm glad they here to get you.
She like, we bossing, bitch.
So when I asked, was he a victim? What I wanted to talk about in that regard was, we know that the crack epidemic was something new that just took off. People who came from that particular era and stuff, nobody knew what was going on exactly. You know, people look at it like it's a new high, it's cheap. We out here making money. In hindsight, we know that the government put a lot of that coke and guns into the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's like a rat trap. You know, you put cheese on a rat trap, and it went haywire, and it didn't concern everybody until white people got hurt behind it. Like when young white people started getting addicted. This is set in the early to mid 80s when it took off, and we still see some of the residue from this era today.
Yep.
No pun intended.
Recently, we seen one of the biggest ones from it was when DMX OD. You know, DMX struggled with crack.
The whole time.
And so when we draw that correlation between like Snowfall, we see this as a TV show, and we treat the TV show like we cheer for the bad guys. We cheer for the bad guys because a lot of us identify with the bad guys because they came exactly from where we at. You know what I'm saying? We grew up with the bad guys. They wasn't bad guys when we met them. When we first was in kindergarten playing Connect 4. You know what I'm saying? We was raised with the bad guys, and I don't say bad guys, I say quote unquote, and we identify with them. Because a lot of times these people, we seen that they didn't have shit, and so they turned nothing into something. And it's not that me as a 41-year-old man, I'm not going to sit here and act like selling crack is a thing, but I understood it in the 90s. I understood the allure of the fancy car, the beats, the rims, the girls, you know what I'm saying? I understood it. I never got that close to it and shit. I just stay in my lame ass over there and shit and standard radio. You know what I'm saying?
Factory.
Yeah, factory. I'm glad you corrected me, nigga. Because I was looking for that. I was looking. But I understood it, and we all know, and I can say this emphatically, everybody who I knew was a big D-boy in the 90s, these niggas are here with menial ass jobs today. These niggas got jobs that they hate, they did, or they in jail. You know what I'm saying? They dejected. So nothing good came out of the crack era except fantastic stories. You know, the tales, the fast money, the business. You talk to niggas, you talk about dope, man.
The story, man. Cause like even now, shit, we got young, like you said, I got, you know, we got the big time dope dealers. Niggas had the money. They had the fucking box Chevys and blow back then, all the cars and rounds, the bitches was on them. Same kind of shit, man, that's kind of going on right now. You know, but shit, you know, it's a little more easier to catch these niggas nowadays, so they kind of getting out of here a little faster. You know what I mean? So I don't think a lot of these guys are gonna be out here working jobs. They gonna be, be in that motherfucker, you know, and they may get out in their 50s and 60s, 40s, and shit, they gonna be working a job, they get doing some shit, nigga, below our feet, you know? They're like, I ain't doing that shit for no money. You know, because like we got certain shit like, I know I ain't going to no working no motherfucking no fucking little bullshit ass job for no money. I'm gonna do something a little more, you know, making some cheese, but them niggas ain't gonna have no motherfucking choice.
And so I agree with that, Bill. You were saying it wasn't set up for them to have a choice. You know what I'm saying? It was nip them in the bud. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because like when you said on the that song, don't want to say like him and Tony Stark. You know what I'm saying? So they create us. They don't create or set us up to become heroes. They set us up to become villains. But what I'm going to with the DMX thing, like we sit here and we watch TV and we cheer for the people destructive of our communities. Whether it was something about Nino Brown we liked on New Jack City. It was something about Avon and Stringer Bell we liked on the wire. We all like Frank the same.
Yeah.
But it's the dark side, and the dark side crept up on us this weekend when DMX OD. DMX struggled with addiction. He said it's documented that he said that he got addicted when he got a lace blunt. I don't know exactly how true it is, but it's what he said. So I can only tell you that it's true. DMX is clinging to his life as we speak now. I hope it don't be one of them incidents. Y'all willing where somebody passed away during the show and we gotta wait till next week to talk. So if you can go, let me
Get it in during the show.
yeah, I mean, not to be,
You can't make it convenient.
be considered to TCK podcast every once a week. But the thing is, he OD was a Saturday.
Yeah.
Juvie said hit me with it on Twitter, and I was so fucking shitty because I didn't see the act until after I seen it on like when I seen it late as hell because I wasn't fuck with the internet. Like I was not fuck with the internet at all Saturday. Like and so when you sent that shit, I was like, man, I hope this shit's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Stomach started hurting. You know what I'm saying? DMX is a whole era by itself. Like the mid to late 90s was an era, but DMX was an era within an era.
And I ain't shed a little more light on that for me was how the boxing world started talking about how everybody was playing his music to ring walk. Everybody was ring walking to DMX music between, it was like a 5 to 2 year span where that's all everybody was ring walking. Mike Tyson had a ring walk to one of his hottest songs. Like that's what, for exactly 2 years straight, everybody was doing it for sure. But he had to span like the whole boxing world was like, I'm walking out, so it gotta be DMX. So that just shows you by itself, man, that
Man, listen.
That shit spoke to everybody, make it happen.
DMX, he one of the few artists who ever debuted with a classic album. It's rare to debut with a classic album.
That's crazy right there.
And it's Dark and Hell is Hot with some incredible shit. This was at my peak of loving hip hop. Like this is when I love rap music and stuff like I was related to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't on there. Hell no, that wasn't on there. That came up. That probably about 2 albums later.
Okay.
But he had like them 3 straight classics.
Yeah.
But the track list, when I was looking at this track list the other day, this track list is so
Mickey.
Yeah, this track list is so fucking hard to me, man. The Rough Riders anthem, fucking with D. And these ones I like a lot. Get At Me, Dog, that Let Me Fly, the Exes come, that Damien. How's This Going Down? That shit is so fucking hard, man.
That
was my shit. You talk about that Mickey shit. My favorite shit on this motherfucker might have been Crime Story, though. That Crime Story was a hell of a story. It was dope as fuck. That Stop Being Greedy. That For My Dogs, I think that's an underrated song. This is for my dogs. This is for my dogs. That shit. And then the prayer and the combo. He made praying on rap cool. You know what I'm saying? The shit, his
everybody
prayer.
can relate to the prayers, man, and that's why they fuck with him. That shit spoke to everybody in the jails and the motherfucking, in any type of group setting. They like, hell yeah, we rock with this shit, nigga.
And then in that same year, 1998, he put out Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. I think he, at the time, was the first maybe rapper or just artist to go platinum in the same year with 2 different albums. He was on a hot streak. The shit was crazy. The bitch. After that, he put out. And then there was X. That's the one I believe that you was talking about. And then there was X. I think that's that shit with this one with what bitches want.
Nah, what they really want.
No, that's one with
That
the
was
party
on
up. That is on there. That is on there. What these bitches want. That
Oh, that
party
was-
up. What's My Name?
That was the most commercial album.
That What's My Name is hard. You listen to that shit when you working out, man. That shit is crazy.
Oh my God, that shit.
Man, that shit right. It's then that We Right Here. Who
That
we
struggle
be.
music, boy.
That's that.
Yeah.
That's just hard.
So I don't want to do what everybody else did because like when he, damn, I'm about to say when he passed. When he went down, people started talking about his music. They was talking about he sold 72 million albums. I think we do DMX a disservice when we talk about basically what we was just talking about. Cause I think he's a good dude. He's a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He has his things he deal with, and he's a good dude as far as I can see. Maybe somebody close to him or somebody around him would say something different. But I don't know. From what I say, you hear the interviews, you hear the honesty in him and shit. You hear the sadness. And his sadness goes back to his addiction. You know what I'm saying? And so when we talk about the highlights of the crack era, when we gloss over and talk about how dope it was and shit, as far as the money making Mitch, all this shit, you know what I'm saying, Rico, Alpo, all that shit, we don't talk about this part of the game. I had a sister who struggled with crack addiction. So I seen it close up, you know what I'm saying? I seen her lose her children and shit, not be able to maintain a job. She got clean, but it still fucked with her heart later, which later the past, you know what I'm saying? My sister, shout out to my sister, I was loving. But she had a heart attack when she was off the shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it takes a toll. So it's certain things that we don't talk about this shit. Like I remember walking to school, riding in the cars and shit. We seeing the dope boys and shit with their rims, and we're like, oh man, that car look nice. But then we look to the right and we see Vanessa. You know what I'm saying? The dope fiend or Sandy, who my older brother and sister tell me, man, she used to be bad in high school. She was cold. And I'm like, man, that bitch look like she got fucked. That bitch like she stank. You know what I'm saying? and it's when we laughed at them. We laughed at crackheads, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know that they was the victims. Like, it's more than one victim in this situation. Cause I think that the people they gave the crack to was the victims. And then they victimized. You know what I'm saying? It's like you
they know what they was fucking with. Like I had numerous family members. Like at least like 4 family members that was affected by this. So that's why I'm like, I don't smoke nothing but weed. Yeah. I'm not barely, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, that's weed, right? Like I gotta inspect this shit.
I was living with somebody as a young kid, and you know, they were selling crack to my best friend's mom, living right next door in the same duplex, and just growing up, you know what I mean, seeing the after effects, like some days to where I could hear you, like, so our rooms just really connected by a wall, even in a duplex. I ain't in there crying, screaming, I'm hungry. I ain't got no food, but she spent money on that. I mean, I'll go in there and tell such and such, hey, I'm hungry, man, can we other birthday? Over there to the door, get him, come over there and feed him. So, man, like, I definitely kind of got like a glimpse of, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, I'm cool, I got a Nintendo off this shit, nigga, but my best friend over there.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
And like another dimension of it that which they should depict in Snowfall as well is like I've come across people, I know people who have sold drugs to their own family members. You know what I'm saying? It's like you will condemn them, but it's like, so is it somebody else gonna sell it to them?
And that's like I heard a lot of people justify shit like that.
And that's the fucked up part of it. Yeah. Or they'll go the route of don't you sell to her, or don't you sell to him.
We got bombarded, man. They fucked us up. They did a number on us because they desensitized us. It was already drugs in the community, whether it be heroin or just cocaine, but
now they want to feel sorry for the Asians.
Right.
After all that being said, drops the mic.
But again,
about my people.
Man, for real.
About nobody else.
But we don't have that culture though. We don't got that culture where we care about each other.
Yeah.
We even treat each other like opportunity. You know what I'm saying? We opportunities off each other.
Right,
when you start looking at people, when like, I'm gonna tell you one of the most.
It make you not want to help people out of the kindness of your heart just because of that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you, man, one of the worst things I ever heard somebody like say, and I didn't think nothing about it in the moment, but just thinking about it, my geek. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go see my geek. You know what I'm saying? Or my dope fiend. You know, like you own a dope fiend. Like I'm the only person he spend money with. Man, we are fucked up people, man. We fucked up on so many levels and stuff. And the most fucked up part is we don't know we fucked up because it's celebrated.
That's how they,
They celebrate.
And the music and just everything, how I don't say how we live, but how
It's desensitized to that shit.
trade, you know what I mean? How like it's been uplifted. So it's like, man.
It's tough, man. But with that said, let's go Saint. Come on, Franklin, we cheering. We got you, Franklin. We got your back. We got to kill everybody. This shit like Franklin Saint. No, man, fuck Franklin, but we gotta save Snowfall. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
You might have emailed them motherfuckers or something.
Go on there, Instagram, and start talking crazy to them. You motherfuckers is shit.
What the fuck is y'all doing?
We should start some kind of shit. I don't know. Anybody catch the game last night?
Man, they burnt out.
The highlights.
They burnt out. They went on a fucking fantastic streak to the last stretch and couldn't finish.
They being Gonzaga.
They couldn't finish that last sprint.
That's
how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like they gassed out.
They
I feel like they gassed out in the last round. That's what they look like to me.
But they defense was clean as hell in the second. Like
Gonzaga.
Fucking Baylor. Yeah. Baylor. So they was intercepting every fucking pass, like handing every. I was like, they playing better defense than the top tier NBA motherfuckers right now.
If it was a video game, they'd be saying they cheat.
Yeah, definitely glitching like a motherfucker.
I didn't see one game this year. I wish the odds was better for the bet, because I'd have bet on Baylor. I think Baylor and Gonzaga was a 1-2 preseason. But Gonzaga is in a shit ball conference. They don't have good interconference.
That's another thing they said. They say Baylor was facing. They facing hoopers.
Yeah.
They was playing against some hoopers.
It shows.
They in a tougher conference.
Yeah.
But like Gonzaga's in a weak ass conference, so they had some out of conference wins. And I can only go that they were good wins because of the rankings I saw. Like I said, I didn't watch no college basketball. I haven't watched college basketball consistently in probably over 10 years, man. 5-10 years. I don't.
Too many Knicks.
It's
too many teams.
It don't have the same appeal for me they had with. Fuck this game. What the fuck is wrong with PaulPierce?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
What the fuck?
Thank you.
PaulPierce?
You ain't see that.
I saw something, but I ain't.
Thank you.
I didn't fucking.
Thank you.
Put again on this.
PaulPierce was turned up like he was 22. PaulPierce out here acting like a young man.
Why you on live, man?
PaulPierce is a moron.
Man, get on live.
Go to 50 Cent page and see if
Get on live, man. I don't know why he was on live, though.
How old is PaulPierce? PaulPierce gotta be maybe a year older than me. I think PaulPierce like he too old for that shit. PaulPierce doing shit that would make me ashamed he doing.
Yeah, I see you doing that shit, man. I'll be like, hey.
PaulPierce got fired. He got fired. PaulPierce is 43 years old. He got fired from ESPN. He was over there celebrating life. He was with some of the most egregious looking strippers, man. He was with some of the most odd-bodied bitches, and he was over there happy. Go ahead, you good. Cut that shit up.
This nigga look fucked up.
He was drunk with a bit.
How everything? You smoking on that motherfucker?
Oh my god.
He's on there with Sean Watson. Listen, at one point in the video with the stripper, he had this bowling ball booty girl. Her butt looked so nasty, and he was adoring it. He said, "Look at that." He said, "Like 2 Celtics championship trophies." Yeah, that's how he described it. Hey, PaulPierce over there drunk to the most. He said, "Fuck it." He said, "Fuck ESPN. I'm PaulPierce. I don't care if they fired me."
They say cousin, married and some more shit.
Guess who got fired on their day off?
Ooh,
They let him go. I don't know. Somebody gonna hire him though. People get
Fox Sports, man. He'll be undisputed.
That's exactly what the side said. I'm not bullshitting. The side said the same shit. Said he gonna be on undisputed.
One of them or that fucking other guy that nobody like.
We don't like nobody.
Fuck damn it. First things first. Nick.
Oh yeah. That LeBron James.
They had to get rid of fucking Chris Carter, so they'll probably put him on there.
He went on live like he was on there smoking a blunt. Why that's the way they say why he was surrounded by women wearing bikinis and lingerie, some dancing, one massaging his shoulders. They said while some fans found the live stream amusing, others were outraged as Pierce is married with children. How the fuck you outraged about me? Hey man, listen. The shit was funny. He got fired and stuff. I'm waiting for him to apologize, say he on drugs, say he dealing with anxiety.
Pressed.
But they said that following his firing, it was reported that Barstool Sports is trying to hire Pierce, as Barstool in recent time has had a habit of hiring ex-athletes and adding them to the podcast network. It's crazy how in this era and stuff where you can fuck up and just get hired. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against PaulPierce getting another gig or nothing, but it's, I don't know. It's crazy. I hope he get another gig and it's crazy. It's funny.
I heard of people getting like having like sexual harassment shit going on at work, and then they just move them to another shift and shit. I was like, nigga, that was my black ass. I'd have been fucking on the skewers, nigga. Y'all fucking
oh, shit, you gonna harass them ugly third shift bitches.
Hey, what the fuck?
Hey, that's their anxiety in the third shift. Go over there and talk to Martha. Tell your dirty, crummy jokes to Martha. Was that all we had on deck?
Nah, it was one more thing. It was the GeorgeFloyd situation.
And yeah, George Floyd, the court case for Derrick Chauvin, if I'm not mistaken, that's his name. We haven't touched upon it. I haven't been keeping up with the trial or whatever. And y'all said y'all have a bit.
Yeah, so in the beginning, from my take, was they was kind of treating it like I don't know if y'all watched the Trayvon Martin trial.
Yeah.
Where they was just like, what the fuck are y'all? What are y'all thinking? Like, they trying to justify the shit and trying to talk around it, like just basically trying to justify it.
Yeah.
But then they had other officers, junior officers come in and be like, nah, we ain't trained to do that. So that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this motherfucker might be going to jail. This motherfucker might be going to jail because you got motherfuckers on your side saying, yeah, we ain't, that's not a protocol. We trained to do that shit.
What is justice in this situation? Like, what is justice?
Man, what is justice? Because, like, okay, you lock that man up. That's kind of like, to me, that's kind of like one of they sheep, like a scapegoat. That's kind of like one of they scapegoats. Let's just lock him up. Let's give them that and lock them up so we give them a sense of justice. Real justice is like making a change. Yeah, like making a change. Like, can we go find a decade or the rest of this motherfucking lifetime without y'all being on some bullshit?
But again, it's the thing, since we know we're not gonna get they know and we know we're not gonna get shit out of it. The only thing you're gonna get is
y'all do some more shit.
Get some restitution to the family and some closure for them. But other than that, it's some hush money pretty much. Like, shut up and forget about this shit.
Justice for me is you let me choke this motherfucker to death in front of everybody while the family screaming stop.
Let us stone this nigga on national TV.
I got you.
I thought we was talking about it in the realm of possibility.
No, I'm talking about what's justice.
Oh yeah.
Not their idea of justice.
Throw rocks at this nigga.
Oh yeah.
Little, like, not big ass, not like nice size rocks. But you gotta think you getting them motherfuckers so rocks thrown at your motherfucking ass.
Hey,
You sitting there getting them.
More than nigga like
this, though. He's like, everybody. Y'all just
Hey,
motherfucker.
yeah, man. Hey, y'all got somebody. That's the dodgeball. That's the dodgeball. Hey, man, you playing too much. Y'all tripping. But yeah, I don't think justice is. I don't think we can get it, man.
We can't get it.
And I ain't like, and I can't.
We can't get it in this. We can't get it in this system that we're under.
And you gotta choke everybody else and you gotta go apple out on everybody else too.
We have to move as a unit, man. That's the only way out.
So it's over.
We could have already.
Because the thing is, and I always go back to us not having a culture and what it being like we don't have a ground base, which it should be Torah. It should be the word of the Most High. If we all center around that.
That simple.
No, it is that simple.
It's that simple.
But this is what it is. You got this motherfucker wanna go over there and suck some dick. A grown ass man wanna go over there and suck some dick.
I see what y'all doing. Y'all said that.
Now I can't be down. We at ground level we not. You know what I'm saying? We can't have the same foundation. He think it's cool to be gay. He think it's cool to be a fucking witchcraft person. He think it's cool to be a Muslim. He want to be a Christian. You know what I'm saying? It's so much divide. You know what I'm saying? You can't unite just on being black. You know what I'm saying? Being black is not a uniting factor. So it's silly to me. But I don't know,
And
man.
that's all that we kind of unite on. It's not even a unite. It's like
What,
a
being
fake
what?
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm only supporting. Hey, everybody. Since they did this week, we only gonna bother. You feel me?
Oh,
Like,
everything.
fuck out
Oh,
here, man.
everything.
Just this week.
Yeah.
You know, like, let's
Next
go.
week I'll be back, Kmart.
You
Yeah,
come
see
on,
Walmart.
man.
Gotta fuck with the niggas.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
We gotta literally create separation, man, and people not willing to do that. We're just like,
They too
like I
dependent.
said, follow the Most High, man. Do what we really supposed to be doing. So,
Niggas ain't out here trying to go fishing. Niggas ain't out here trying to farm. Niggas ain't out here trying to. They want to shoot their gun, but they don't want to shoot no animal for food.
you feel me?
Too conditioned.
We got
Then
niggas,
Walmart's
you know.
convenient. You know, convenient. Go
We
ahead.
got-
I want to learn. I
We
want
got
to learn.
niggas who know how to build cars together. We got niggas who know how to build houses together. We got niggas who know how to farm together. We could literally thrive on our own.
We
Take
the most.
nothing.
We got a lot of
The people want
issues.
them Louis Vuitton belts
But it's and then we castigate them, but it's all in the
and
condition.
Birkin bags.
It's all in the conditioning. That's what we conditioned to do until I don't know.
I mean, cause that's what if you add like I just be wondering why people want to be so rich all the time. Like people like, oh, I'm trying to we trying to get this money. Yeah, we trying to get to this money. You know, for the most part, it's like for just to be free from the everyday thing. But
It's American dream.
yeah,
Glamorized.
But a lot of people they want money to
Stunt.
stunt,
Yeah.
do things that they think they want to do that they see
Yeah.
other motherfuckers
Yeah.
doing. That's not the reason you really want to
Social
do
media.
it. That you didn't
For
really just wake
real.
up like
For real.
thought about that you want to do this shit.
On everything.
You know what I mean? So
He look good doing that. I look that good. I
I
look
always
better.
tell people, man, somebody else. The idea of happiness that people had come from somebody else. Like I said a long time ago and shit, like, I want to go on vacation. Came from you hearing about somebody else going on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to go see the Space Needle in Seattle. It was nice. Now I gotta get to that fucking needle. You know what I'm saying? You never thought about fucking Space Needle in your life and shit, but it's a monkey see, monkey do culture, and it's not just with us, but to have so much sauce and to be the salt of the earth where everybody follow us for flavor and shit, we follow the fuck out of people. We look for validation in people who don't even mean shit. And it's fucked up, because we way better than everybody.
Do you think it's a degree of, for me at least, I think it's a small degree of niggas can go there? Like we idle, they accept niggas over
And
there.
that too, though.
And that's sad too. Because
That's fucked up, because you want to do some white people shit. It's
no,
white's only power.
it's not even that for me personally. It's like, okay, they not tripping over no racial shit over there. Like, I ain't gotta worry about this stupid same ass shit that I gotta worry about here. Like, otherwise it serves no value or no purpose for me to go over there and go hang out if I'm gonna experience the same shit.
I don't want to go nowhere where I'm not wanting to go. I don't
Hey,
want
that's my point.
to go
That's my
nowhere I
point.
gotta walk on eggshells.
That's my
I'm
point.
not see. I don't get a kick out of being around white people.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
my
trying to
point.
force integrate myself.
Yeah,
with
nah, we
customs
cool,
and-
but
Nah, I'm like, if niggas over there
I'm
regular.
gonna go somewhere and be myself, do what the fuck I wanna do. And if I just wanna go
I want to be
like
around
that
white
for 24 hours or sit there the whole fucking vacation, I don't wanna do shit.
Like, I would never want to go to England. Cause I know my first thing out my mouth was they fuck with niggas over there. And they was like, oh yeah, we like black people, but if you're a ginger, you're fucked. I was like, damn,
It's
redhead
like
niggas,
Russian.
they
I
don't
heard
fuck.
the Russian women love black dudes.
Mm.
But I mean, like, why the fuck would I
The
wanna
Russian
go
women look like the Russian men.
Mm.
Yeah, sure they do.
But I mean, in regards to that shit, I be wanting to see shit just based on historical shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
just
saying?
like going to go
Yeah. But-
wandering around, wandering around.
I just want to see this.
See, I don't want nobody to fuck with me. Like, don't talk, act like I'm not even here. I'm just gonna wander around this motherfucker.
I just want to see the different
Around
perspectives.
this motherfucker, man, and see what the fuck going on.
But and then even that though, man, like
Like,
I don't think shit be as fucked
like
up
order food and shit.
overseas and shit like it is here. I think we're on the worst place on earth.
Oh,
And
oh,
people
100%,
when you hear that shit, people like, what you gonna eat? You get all this shit. I'm not talking about resources like that. I'm just talking about the system and stuff and how it's conditioned and shit to get particular people
the system.
below. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. It's another fantastic show, the best podcast you never heard of. What we got on deck? Shout out to
More material Monday.
go to GoJCR and catch the latest video. It's very hilarious. It's always at the beginning of a TCK video.
At Go Jason on YouTube. Go subscribe to my page. I make funny videos and I do stand-up comedy.
Yes,
Go watch the videos every Monday.
He stands up and tells jokes, funny jokes.
Because they're gonna be there waiting for you. And I can't do this without you. Guys, I need subscribers. Tune in, follow.
Commercial voice and shit.
Hey, and a bunch of shows coming up. Live shows.
Definitely. And we gonna be in the building for the motherfuckers for first one end of this month.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then you got back to back, right?
Yeah.
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 We got more matches coming up for the children.
Man, they said we looking forward to May 6th. To start the
Go.
Golden Gloves and starting the Golden Gloves May 6th. I may be fighting in either May 24th or June 19th is the date that I've got, but
My birthday is on fucking Monday.
the promoters be flaky. My birthday actually May 24th, so I'll fight my birthday. That'll be kind of lit. June 19th is the other date that they trying
That's
to
the day before my shit.
bring to 2 days before that. Yeah. So them are 2 dates, and then man, go check out Writer's Block. I just dropped the project called Writer's Block.
Catch it on Spotify.
Hell yeah, it's on Spotify. Just in Apple Music, so you can listen to it on there now too. And yep.
Shout out to Illy. Illy closed the studio this weekend. It's a wrap.
Shout out to
The studio is dead.
You close it?
Yeah, he closed it. This is the last week there. He's gonna find another building about 3 or 4 months, he said. It's a wrap. But we're gonna catch y'all next week on the best podcast you've ever heard of, the Conceited Knowbody. This is episode 160 again. Shout out to Miguel. I love you always. Peace.